And Stephen, very happily reflecting on events last week. He's got change now and looking very cool and out of the dicky bow tie. Congratulations, obviously, on that, and of course getting through into the quarterfinals for the 19th time. Whilst we've just been watching the 147, I wonder how it ranks in the list of 11 for you. Where does it come?
It's hard to differentiate between ones at the Crucible, because to make a maximum at the Crucible is just phenomenal. But I played 3 shots in a row which were quite tricky at the beginning of the break, and after that it was probably one of the quickest I've ever made, because I was always in position from then on.
Okay, well, it was a great moment, obviously, as indeed was your victory today over John Higgins. Now, we were pretty surprised at the turn of events last night, and how surprised are you at the straightforward manner of the victory in the end?
If someone had said I was going to beat John Higgins 13-4, I would say they're nuts. I mean, to start with, I haven't won 2 matches in a row at a venue, I don't think, for a long, long time. Last night was one of the strangest sessions of snooker I've been involved in with a top player. I mean, I'm fortunate that John has probably never played as bad in his life at the Crucible. I mean, I was saying to the boys, you hope to get maybe 1 good chance against John in a frame. I was getting 5-6 chances a frame, and it was just weird, because it's hard to keep your focus as well, because you're going to the table in shock, because you can't believe, I couldn't believe the mistakes he was making.
Okay, well, we'll get your side of the story, obviously, but let's get John's side of the story. He's been reflecting on that defeat earlier today.
It was really bad. The second session, maybe it's probably the worst I have ever played. Maybe here at the Crucible, it was really bad. It was really bad. I felt Stephen was hitting the ball great, best I'd seen him hit it in a long time, and I was getting myself ready for a great game, hopefully. But I could have nicked the first frame of the evening session, and I missed. I overcut a black, and then from then on, it was torture. It's not a nice feeling going to your bed 12-4 behind, and you'd rather just the match last another frame and then you could be home. But to sleep on it and wake up and basically you're out of the event now, it's only a minor miracle when you can get back into it. And it was a tough match to bear.
You can absolutely guarantee, though, a certain Mr. Higgins will be back and trying for yet another world title. He's trying actually to beat you in your quest of 7 there, Stephen, and you've managed to at least
delay it for
a bit. Exactly. But what is the level of satisfaction in a match which I think surprised everybody when we realised you'd never played one another here before? Did that surprise you?
Phenomenal stat. And obviously he's defending champion, and John Eyes is always one of the favourites of this event, and you never know. Even today people were saying, saying to me last night, the match is over, when do you play next and all this, but John could easily come out today and make 4 one-visit frames, and all of a sudden I'm right under pressure. I mean, as I say, I was just amazed how he played last night. I've never seen him play like that, and then lucky for me, really.
But your standard, all of a sudden, it looks good. I mean, do you put this down to a change of attitude or a bit of technique involved? Because you do look like a different player at the moment.
I mean, I think I'm hitting the ball as well as I have for a long time. I mean, I've been working with Chris Henry, and I think we've got me hitting as near the white in the middle as I have done for a long time, which obviously it helps a lot. But I've just come into the championship very relaxed. Obviously, it's well documented, my travels the week before,
yes.
and playing pool all week and stuff. Not putting too much pressure on myself. But a lot of the frames I'm winning I'm winning in 1 visit, which you have to do here because the standards are high.
And you've been forced, like it or not, to play more match play this season.
Yeah, which I've enjoyed sometimes, but not enjoyed other times. And playing qualifiers is never easy. But I mean, I've surprised myself this year in what I've done in the qualifiers.
I know you brought the golf clubs back, which in your heyday here would have been absolutely unthinkable. But I just wonder what your preparations are going to be ahead of this match against Stephen Maguire. Are you going to do something outrageously different again?
I'm thinking of flying to Kuala Lumpur tomorrow, having a look at the airport, and then just getting straight back in a plane and coming back.
Hey, if it's
maybe get 9 holes in, and then basically, I brought the golf clubs in because if I lost, I was obviously working with you guys for the rest of the week. I thought I might get a couple of games of golf. It wasn't that I wanted to play before my match, but
and the way you can pop balls and everything, make maxims, you're probably 3-putt all afternoon.
Probably. Yeah. That'd be nothing new.
What about your record against Steve Maguire? How much do you fancy that match?
Probably lately not so good. Obviously Stephen's been one of the top players for the past few years. I watched a little bit of his game with Perry yesterday. He looked very solid in the balls. His long game wasn't what it usually is. But listen, I'm one match away from possibly being in the one table situation again, which is amazing for me considering I've had no record here for the past few years.
Can you win this title, Stephen? Because we've been trying to dust down these Henry VIII headlines for a long time.
I can win it, but it's just you take one match at a time. But as I say, that there's no place where I'm more comfortable playing snooker than at Crucible. But there's a few players left in it that'll have something to say about that.
Absolutely. Well, it's been greatly refreshing to see your form this season. Really terrific and well played again, Stephen. We'll look forward not only to your match, but of course working with you next week.
Yeah.
And that's going to put you off, if nothing will. Maybe, indeed, yeah.
You'll be better off.
Yeah, exactly. You won't have to sit with us. Absolutely. All right, well, that was a heavyweight contest between Stephen and John, and we're currently enjoying the other one out there between Ronnie and Mark. Now, if you sort of extend the analogies into boxing, you'll know that Mark Williams has a bit of boxing history. He used to do a little bit of amateur boxing. He counts Joe Calzaghe, once one of his great mates. But these days, he doesn't take them on at their own game, but at snooker. And yesterday, it was Kel Brook at Sheffield's own tremendous welterweight who came in for a little bit of a knock-up with him at the Crucible.
Well, Mark, you've had a bit of heavy-hitting company on the table. What's your assessment?
Yeah, very good, yeah. I try not to pot too many balls against him in case he give me a little left dig or something, but yeah, enjoyed it, really good.
I know you're a big fan of the boxing. Your career came to an end rather abruptly, but this guy seems to be going from strength to strength.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, I've watched most of his fights, especially the last one, and the atmosphere in the arena looked unbelievable, and I might ask him nicely if he can sneak me a couple of tickets for his next fight. You never know.
Kettle, are you a genuine fan of snooker? Do you enjoy switching off from your hard training by knocking in a few frames now and again?
Yeah, when you're in a hard training camp, it's good to gather your mates round and have a knockabout at snooker to relax yourself. I also like watching it until I'm into snooker.
You've got a big fight coming up in July. Your opponent's not announced yet, but how soon do you think we might see you going for a world title?
You never know, it could be next, but if not next, one after, surely. I'm number 7 in world now, and it's come to that time for that world title fight for myself.
Well, it's good to see the banter between the two of you. A few rumours that you might have been sent down to dish out a little bit of a slap after his comments about the Crucible.
Well, we'll keep. I don't know what he's actually said, but we've been having a little knockabout today. I've enjoyed it.
And this afternoon, Mark has landed a couple of blows on Ronnie O'Sullivan, as indeed Ronnie has on him, because it's been a